Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, or wherever this may find you. It's Thursday, March 5th at the This Morning headquarters, and we have some new listeners to the show today. A good morning to Erica. Good morning to Evelyn. Good morning to Karen. I'm so glad you came up and said hi to me last night. Karen used to listen to me at my former home. So good morning to Karen, and good morning to Hannah, just in case we might also be catching Hannah and Jill this morning. It was wonderful, wonderful to meet you last night, and I'm so happy to have you. Good morning to you. Quick housekeeping. Forgive me for my audio quality yesterday. I'm in the process of soundproofing the This Morning headquarters. Are we sounding a little bit better this morning? Check, check, check. Hello, hello. All right, so what are we getting into today? This coming weekend is Bockfest, and there's one thing you need to know about it. It's better than Cincinnati's Cincinnati. And I said it. I think Bockfest is better than Oktoberfest, and I'll have my reasons why, plus some things you might have not known about the festival coming up here in a few minutes. And there's a new word. 6-7 is in the grave, and we've replaced it with something different. And if you don't know what 6-7 is, today is not the day for that. You just go ahead and move right on if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say 6-7, okay? So we'll get to all of that. First and foremost, per usual, checking in on you. What's going on? How are you doing? How are you doing today compared to yesterday? How does this week feel compared to the end of February? Is there momentum in your life? Are you still? Are you in turmoil? Are you at peace? Do you have joy? Now, it's not one or the other. In my household, two things can be true. Two emotions can be true. Sometimes I'm deeply happy and deeply sad at the same time. And I think that's because I'm suspended in transition right now. I wrote a whole piece about that on my Substack. If you're interested and you want to hear a little bit more about it, go ahead and just search the Tiff Potter. Because I had a realization about that one while I was traveling in Florida. We took the show on the road last week. But outside of that, you good? The weather's been kind of funky here, but cool. Like, it's nice. It's 60 degrees out. The fog over the Ohio River was beautiful. A picture was sent to me this morning as the sun came up over the Roebling Bridge. I'll post that one on my social for you. Okay. Let's get started. The new word is called mogging. Mogging. M-O-G. If you're like, I'm going to mog. Or if you're going to use it in a sentence like mogging, it's M-O-G-G-I-N-G. The essence of the word mog, and by the way, this was introduced to us by Alyssa Liu. She is the Olympic figure skater. The essence of the word mogged, or mogging is, and to use the official definition, is to appear more superior to somebody, especially in a physical or aesthetic sense. So basically, it just means that you're better. Your vibes are higher. And I encourage you to use the word mog at some point today and see how natural or unnatural it feels to you. It felt unnatural for me to use it, so I probably won't keep that one in my wheelhouse. But I do want you to feel like you're in the loop. Okay? All right, let's talk about Bockfest. Listen, Bockfest is better than Oktoberfest to me. Here are the reasons why. Number one, it celebrates the start of spring. And for the last 2 months, especially in January, there's a really good chance you didn't leave your house. And now you can start to feel the weather turning a little bit temperature-wise, maybe not sun-wise. But this is the first weekend of the year where you're like, you're ready. Have you started to open up the windows of your house? Have you started to wear your warmer clothes less and less? This weekend is for you. Do you like to day drink rather than nighttime drink? This weekend is for you. Do you like to be a little bit weird with like not really an explanation to it? This weekend is for you. There's a lot of fanfare to Oktoberfest. And when they moved Cincinnati to the riverfront, that was the best decision that they could have made. It really did feel like a wonderful festival this year, and I hope that they continue that tradition. Bockfest is for the weirdos. Bockfest is where beer meets Portlandia. And it is my absolute favorite of the weekend, of the beer festivals that we do here. So, of course, Bockfest celebrates German heritage. It's a 3-day festival, happens in OTR, and it really started back in like 1992, 1993 as a way for Germans to celebrate the start of spring. Now, there's a few key themes that come with Bockfest. Outside of its weirdness, you'll see a lot of monks, a lot of people dressed as monks. And you're like, what's going on here? The monks used to brew Bock beer to sustain themselves during Lent. So you can imagine, here's a warning label on these Bock beers. They are strong AF. Real strong. You have a couple of those and you're like, where am I? What's going on? Now, there's also a big goat connection to Bockfest. So Bock beer originated in Einbeck, Germany, which sounded a lot like Einbach. And Bock is a billy goat to Bavarians, so leading to the goat and festival mascot being, the festival mascot is the goat. Does that make sense? So we have weird, we have monks, we have Bock beer, and we have goats. Those are the four things that you'll see. And throughout the weekend, all of this is free, by the way. There's different celebrations. One of my favorites is Friday night. Okay, so Friday, there are certain areas that celebrate Bockfest. Northern Row, Rheingeist, Moorline, Arnold's, Rosedale, and maybe one or two others. I think Sam Adams does some stuff, but it's really like Moorline and Northern Row and Rheingeist are the places that I go to the most on Bockfest. So Friday, here's the schedule of things that you need to know that's really important. There is a parade that kicks off from Arnold's every year at 6 p.m. This is a really... It definitely feels like a small town parade, okay? It's a little bit weird. It's bizarre. I think someone's in a bathtub. There are roller skates, but it's worth it to check out if you're looking to start with happy hour. I most likely will kick off my happy hour around 5:30, and I'll be at Liberty's. And that's the direction in which the parade goes, by the way. It goes from Arnold's up towards Liberty's, okay? Then from there, you must join us at the Moorline House Baby Goat Yelling Competition, 8 p.m. Free to sign up. Most bizarre thing that you'll ever experience. And I'm not kidding. The inaugural year for it was last year. And the Baby Goat Yelling Competition holds a very special place in my heart because that is where I met my boyfriend. He won the competition. Let me let that sink in. When people ask me, hey, how did you and your boyfriend meet? We call him Tom Brady on this show. How did you and Tom Brady meet? I have to say I met him at a baby goat yelling competition. And then people, especially if you're not from Cincinnati, have no idea what that means. So Moorline hosts this baby goat yelling thing on the Friday of Bockfest, free to enter. And what you do is you really just put yourself out there and you have to yell and cry like a baby goat. And if you don't know what that sound is like, I'll pull it up for you. It reminds people of that Taylor Swift meme, but it's not entirely like that. It's a little less annoying. And I judged it last year, and I will do that again this year. And there were all sorts of people coming out for this. Okay, here we go. Here's a quick clip of it. So imagine grown adults with a microphone front and center stage in front of all of Cincinnati practicing their baby goat yelling. It's the best, silliest, most fun. There is an explanation video if you're a visual person on my page right now at the Tiff, 2Fs, Potter Like the Wizard. This kicks off at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Now, if you're wondering more about the meetup story, like I said, last year I was a judge and my boyfriend ended up winning the competition. And I'll be honest, it wasn't the goat yelling that attracted me, but him and his best friend, I guess, had been yelling like goats ever since they were kids. It was like their best friend mating call, for lack of a better term or phrase. I remember them telling me about this last year. They're both about 6'1", 6'2". So the two of them are side by side. I'm 5'3". They're leaning over and they're like, we used to do this as kids, so we ended up being here. Shout out to his friend Austin, because Austin really was the one that pulled the wingman work that night. He chatted me up for the entire night. And towards the end of the competition, Austin had been voted out, but my boyfriend, his name is Ian, ended up winning. You will see him there on Friday night. In fact, Christian Moorline House invited him to join their news segment on Friday morning. And I have never seen a boy so excited. He's like, should I bring the medal or should I not? Because the medal that was what the heck was that? Oh my God, that was thunder. Holy moly, 7:47 a.m. in Cincinnati. That sounded like the 4th Street Bridge just collapsed. I guess I haven't quite soundproofed this morning headquarters that much. Maybe you heard that in real life or through this podcast this morning, or this daily companion show, rather. Anyways, I don't know where we left off. Oh, yeah. My 1-year anniversary is being celebrated on Friday. And towards the end of the night, these boys are, there's something special about an Ohio boy. Ohio boys are just sweet and innocent and genuine. And they were chatting me up. And by the end of the night, I finally looked at them. I said, hey, which one of you is trying to get my number? Because I really need to move on from this experience. And then Ian asked for my number. A week later, we went out on our first date, and here we are 1 year later. We started off as friends, and now we're more than that. So we will both be there on Friday. It is really such a genuine, fun, silly, random thing that we do here in this city, and I would love to have you. Throughout the weekend, if you can't make it Friday, there are a few other things to do. The schedule, by the way, is posted entirely online. Saturday, I usually end up doing the Bockfest 5K. That's at the bank, starts at 10 a.m. And I usually walk that because all of the beers that I have the night before. And then following the 5K, you usually just go up to Northern Row. And from there, you can go to Rosedale. You can go to Rheingeist. There are live music. There's live music at all of the venues. And also, this is where they crown the Sausage Queen. That is one final piece of Bockfest to tell you about. Every brewery in the area, or usually participating breweries, have a Sausage Queen competition in the months leading up to Bockfest. Okay? So then Bockfest, I'm like, sorry, the rain, you can hear it, right? I'm going to bring you out of the sound booth this morning. Tiff traveling. So the Sausage Queen gets voted on by every brewery every year. They hold competitions. Here we are in the elements. Take a breath. There's something about that rain sound, though. I do enjoy it. Okay, it distracted me. Sorry, neurodivergent. Hello. So every brewery hosts a competition to vote for their Sausage Queen, and then all of the Sausage Queens compete in this weekend. And there is a new Sausage Queen that is crowned at Bockfest, and you get to hold on to that title for a year. You'll participate in the parade, which I said happens on Friday, and you'll be at Rheingeist and out throughout the city and all the different Bockfest halls, and you really get to hold that title. And I believe the competition for Sausage Queen is also on Saturday. So local breweries hold their own individual competitions. You usually have to show off some sort of skill. It can be whatever random thing you want. There's usually some fanfare to it. And then all of the chosen queens from those breweries get put together in one big competition this coming weekend, and you get to vote who the Sausage Queen of Cincinnati will be for 2026. Have I made my case clear? Again, I had said this is better than Oktoberfest because it's weird. You kind of don't really know what's going on. But it's the first weekend of March, so you're kind of ready to day drink outside for a little while. The beers are pretty strong, but the vibes are pretty high. So I hope to see you. I hope I've convinced you, and I'm really looking forward to it. And if if you're not going to celebrate Bockfest, maybe just come celebrate my 1-year anniversary. That's it for now. We'll leave it here. I hope you're off to a good start. A final happy birthday to my niece, Charlotte. She turned 12 today, and I hope she has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm thinking of her, and I'm thinking of you. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for inviting me into your life, into the places that you love. I will see you right back here for the kickoff of Bockfest weekend tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.